Hello, fellow Whovians. No, that is not the voice you were expecting. I know, because it's mine. Hello. As you may tell, I am not Christian Basil. I am Dave Chapman. I'm going to be hosting today while Christian does something else, takes a night off, and just harasses us in the comments. That's basically what's going on today, as near as I can tell. Maybe he has a reason, doesn't matter. However, I'm here, and I've got some great people, and we're doing part 2 of Doctor Who Are You Watching? And I love this, that we had the older Doctor bit with the screen. I love that. Thank you, Kevo. In fact, thank you, Kevo. We're going to start with you. Hello, Kevo. I'm going to turn. I guess I should turn your mic on. There we go. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
It's really hard to find like super good HD screen caps of the old stuff. And especially, I don't really know where I'm looking to find something like view screens. Like, I knew where to find that Blink image. I knew where to find the stuff for last week's. But, so yeah. But I found a really good one. And yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I the ones I sent I knew were terrible quality. But I'm like, well, maybe we can still make it work.
And we did.
It almost would have been better. But yeah. So the other thing we did, and you didn't do this, and this is okay. At the last minute, I said, hey, Kevo, instead we should call it Part 2 and have them watching Hot Shots Part 2. Because, 1, the Canadian-French gimmick, and 2, because Reverend Amagon is a bit of a jackass and put that in my head.
What do you mean a bit of a jackass?
Okay, a lot.
There's a lot of one.
A lot, then. How are you doing today, Rev?
You know, changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. I forget the rest of the words. Nothing remains quite the same.
That's fair. But all right, well, that's okay. You're speaking of changes of latitude. Look, almost a segue.
I guess
straight over to the UK.
Hey guys, bigger changer in longitude, but you know.
Yeah, I think we're about the same latitude as Canada than it is for US, but who cares?
Yeah.
I'm just here from the UK giving an unusual British perspective.
Or is it unusual? We shall find out. Dun dun dun. Because what's more unusual than Melanie Dean?
Right here. Yeah, that works. That's a good segue.
Segues.
Pretty good. What is that? I don't know.
It's something we don't normally do. It's a special occasion.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. We're having fun. I've been out for a little bit, so it's nice coming back to seeing some of my favorite people in the world and not having to deal with Christian, even though he is somewhere lurking here in the chats. You can see him here. So I see he's watching. So we're gonna. I say we. I know I'm gonna poke fun at him because that's just what I do.
Oh yeah, that's half the fun of hosting this show is being able to just poke fun at Christian.
Yes, although I'm the one that's going to be doing the commercials this time around, so
yes. I'm very grateful.
I know the buttons are sticky, so we'll see. I'll try.
So I don't know if I'm going to be around next week, and of course, does everyone know what next Tuesday is?
Is it Thanksgiving?
And I'm making the cover, so
no, it's not.
Oh,
it is International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
on our show.
On our show day.
I just always imagine.
I've decked out. I got my piratey games. I've got my last Saskatchewan pirate jersey from Captain Tractor. I'm all decked out.
Random holidays for Canada's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, this is the high holy day for the Pastafarians.
Okay.
So do you have pirate plans then?
I don't know. I'm going to be in Edmonton. I might hit the Santa Maria, which is the pirate ship inside of West Edmonton Mall.
Nice.
Yes, really. But the other thing I'm hoping, and I haven't cleared this through, Christian. I kind of threw it in our little chat and said, "Hey, we should do Doctor Who and the Pirates, the audio drama from Big Finish."
Was that a 6th Doctor?
It's a 6th. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember something.
Episode. Yeah, exactly. So I think we need to do that. I think for next week. I think that's just a suitable, fitting thing. I just hope I can find somewhere to do it because I won't be, like I said, home. But that being said, why don't we get things rolling? And we're gonna go Wheel of Morality, turn. Tell us who's the first one listed here, Melanie.
Okay. What? Do what now? All right. I'm
just gonna go down the list of the pictures that as they're listed in our chat, and you're first.
Okay, you should have thought about how lazy boys are.
So for under the whole gimmick of what am I watching, I decided to give out 3 things that I'm watching. Let me hit. Do you want me to hit the pictures as I'm going?
Go ahead. You can do it. Yeah, you got the control.
So first things first, I'm watching Ahsoka. Like many other people, we were chatting a little bit about that earlier. One of our other panelists happened to be watching it too, and we were kind of commiserating on the 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. So I'm one of those people who watch it usually Wednesday after work. So I want to again no spoilers. I promise not to spoil too much. I only just kind of showed some of the little photos that we all know and love. If you haven't seen the show, you're safe. But it is absolutely stunning. I just adore it. I know the first 2 episodes, good foundation, and so far so good. This character right here from the bless Ray Stevenson, gone way too soon, because everything he's been doing in this show has just been magnificent. And so good. And once again, we see another Jedi fighting style that's a lot different, and he's more just power, and absolutely adore this show. And we get to see Huyang. We see a lot of Rebels and Clone Wars callbacks. So to kind of segue into that, I've been rewatching the Clone Wars.
Nice.
So I went back to the beginning. If you've never seen it, yes, a lot of people, if you're watching Ahsoka, they will say Rebels is very much a good one to be watching, so that you can catch a lot more of the little Easter eggs and whatnot. I decided to go all the way back because I've already watched all this stuff anyway, but I love the Clone Wars. Some of it is I've gone far enough back where I'm back in the Umbara arc. So if you've never seen this is one of the more darker arcs of the show. It's brilliant storytelling. It's Dave Filoni, just after he was done with Last Airbender, he got the nod of Clone Wars and started just showing off all these amazing characters and this wealth of amazing fun that's in between episodes, basically 2 and 3. And they also gave us the Bad Batch, and that's one I absolutely love. Last one, I'm going to go ahead and say what I'm watching and what I highly recommend watching, because they just wrapped up their season, is What We Do in the Shadows. And this is another show that I absolutely adore. The first 2 that I was showing, so Clone Wars, you're going to be more all ages friendly, but there are going to be some darker themes here and there. That's we even as children watching X-Men in the 90s, there were darker themes in that too. So, you're just not going to have that strong, coarse language, that kind of deal. But you will in this show. This is not ready for the little kiddies. But it's just, it's so brilliant. And this is another ensemble cast that is just absolutely the most wittiest thing I've ever. It's so well balanced between it being witty and raunchy and irreverent, and the special effects are absolutely amazing too.
That's true.
It's just, and I'm so happy that Christian Shaw is now become one of the main cast members of this, because you can see her in
that is her. Yeah.
Yep. She's the guide.
Love her.
Just absolutely stunning show. So that's what I've been watching. So that's my
Melody. Tell the viewers the difference between the 2 different types of Clone Wars.
I'd say, so as in the first Clone War, as in the Clone Wars, or
you got the Clone Wars, the 2D animation, and you got the CGI one.
Okay.
Just in case people get confused.
Okay, the 2D one, if you want to. Go ahead.
I think when we first got Todorowsky's version of the Clone Wars, that was when we had absolutely nothing else out there, and I thought it's great. He's the one that well, he's the one that showed off some of the clones doing some of the really, really badass kind of fighting. And well, heck, he was the one that his vision of it showed off why Grievous has a cough. He was the one that showed that part off, and that was he got hurt by a Jedi, so I won't be so spoilery. But then after that, Lucas wanted to go into 2D animation. Or I'm sorry, wanted to go into more of a 3D animation, and because love it or hate it, whatever, Lucas has always been extremely pushing the boundaries and a visionary when it comes to technology. I mean, look at the prequels; they were all done in, were digitally filmed, and that was a first. And even then, people were kind of like, "Oh, this isn't that. What are we doing?" And now everything's filmed digitally. But no, that's where the first season's kind of clunky because you have to look at it. It's been what, 10 years? No, we just did 15 years Clone Wars, I think. I can't remember that.
Oh yeah, at least
15 years, right?
At least.
So and technology tends to go leaps and bounds. So a year ago animation between year
I was going to say this
now.
one, Nick Smith Films. I remember that one too.
Mm-hmm. So it's amazing.
The 2D Genndy Tartakovsky thing was just sort of meant to be like a mini-series fun thing that led into the third film, and then it was so popular that is sort of what ignited George Lucas to want to turn it into a series. But he is also very no, new version now. We're gonna do it new, so that didn't happen. So it's not really canon, but it also doesn't really matter. So it's beautiful. He does a great job. He did stuff like Samurai Jack,
Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
So I mean, the storytelling's there. The art's
dinosaur
there.
and the dinosaur one.
I think he has something new coming out too. So yeah.
It was no, it's not a new one. It was a dinosaur and a caveman. It was a dinosaur and a caveman, and it was similar to a lot of the Samurai Jacks in that there's no actual words. Like there was episodes of Samurai Jack where they don't speak a word till well after halfway into the episode. There is no talking in this one. I can't remember what the heck it's called. Also, Dexter's Lab. That's not the one I'm talking about, but yes, Dexter's Primal. Thank you, Nick. That's it. Primal. And it's all just visuals basically. And it's which he does visual storytelling amazingly.
But for me, the 3D animation of Clone Wars is where we start really seeing the clones as individuals. And there's certain things, even in like the newest Bad Batch, that just it shows off Darth Sidious and how Palpatine is just playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers. It's, I mean, some of the most interesting writing to find out, oh no, he was pulling this string and this string and this string and this string and going, oh my, that's brilliant. So yeah, I highly recommend the Clone Wars. And like a lot of the things that I know a lot of people are going to be bringing up today, that the shows that they're currently watching or binging on, some of them are going to be many episodes. Don't feel bad of going, oh, like don't think that you can't start and be like, oh, I just don't have the time. Just little pieces, little by little, just nibble, and you can start getting into some amazing stuff.
Unless it's One Piece, then
I want to try.
You're committed to the next decade.
I'm gonna try.
Like Naruto.
I'm gonna do it. So yeah,
I can't wait. I haven't had a chance. I want to watch the live series. I'm probably gonna start it like after next week, when I can sort of almost something resembling slow down. I didn't want to start it in the middle of No Brain, because after I finish that, I'm going to want to go back to the other 8 bazillion things.
It'll be a fun treat for you. It'll be great whenever you get to it.
I'm going to enjoy it. I've heard nothing but good things about every version of it. So, I mean, give or take the odd cheesy comment from people who just don't appreciate that.
What are you going to do?
Melanie, I think it's about time. Do we want to do a commercial break before we go to Kevo?
Sure. Let's see how well I can push these buttons. And even then, I'm still kind of like pushing the brand button, going, is this the correct one? Or is this the correct one? So bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out. Because it's easier to make fun of Christian than
I'm dying to know what it looks like.
Yeah.
How much push the red one?
Something. Stay tuned. Be part of the legend.
Yeah, yada yada.
We love
I'm
you.
still trying to find the word video clip, so let's try this one.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
Alright, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
Okay, that's the last of the ones I did. So now I don't know how to get rid of this part.
Now I don't. Yeah, and I just clicked away from things.
It's an overlay.
It is.
Oh. Thank you.
There. And while you're doing that, I'm going to bring this up because, you know.
Okay.
We are here. We are here.
We're here. We're behind the overlay. Oops.
Yep. There we go.
Are you both clicking things?
Now, whatever you do,
I don't know what's going on.
Don't push this button because that will set off the bomb immediately and we'll all be dead.
So there's a reminder for next. Don't push that button.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'll push the right button. Anyway, welcome back, everybody.
In Christian's, defense, at least he's never killed us all.
Yes.
Yet.
There's the anger button.
It only takes once.
Anger button.
It looks an awful lot like the easy button from Staples.
Lewis Black.
Except Lewis Black and, say, son of a...
Of course.
That was easy.
It's true.
So, wasn't for that horse.
No, exactly. Let me just scroll back up here. And what we have next is, of course, Kevo. Hi, Kevo. You got some web shows on here.
I do. Well, I have a movie and a show and just some general shows. So this up first. This is not a show, but there are a lot of people who are mistaken and are like, I'm going to watch the season of that show. This is a movie.
Oh.
It is based on a book. The essential premise, as is possible to glean from some of the cover image, is first son of the United States falls in love with the Prince of England. And it was a very cute little book, New York Times bestseller, all that great stuff. Wasn't sure what to expect going into this because some of these things can be kind of twee or awkward. But as somebody who grew up on like a lot of hard to get your hands on queer cinema when I was in middle school, this was really such a great, heartfelt, wonderful film. It's doing really well on the Amazon charts right now, and that just makes me so friggin' thrilled. There's also some Doctor Who cameos in this. Ryan's Nan plays the Prime Minister, and Kate Stewart, I keep almost forgetting her name, she's a narrator at the start of the film, and Stephen Fry plays the King. So, yeah, it's just a really... As he should, pretty much, if he is a queen after all.
I wasn't gonna make the joke. I'd leave that one for you.
That's my joke to make. There you go. But yeah, so then no, go ahead. Early in the show, Melanie, when she was trying to select match everyone to their choices, but like, who is this? Who is this? Who did you think? So now
I never know because there's always a wild card. You never know.
This was Mark's, actually. You got it wrong.
Damn it.
So this is the unfortunately late and great High School Musical, the series. If you enjoyed Glee and if you enjoyed The Office and if you thought either of them were a little bit too mean, this is definitely a show for you. This was such a really funny, cute, well-intentioned, very meta series. It was purportedly set at the high school where High School Musical was filmed, and it was about a group of kids who put the show on at their school, and it was just really friggin' funny. And I think in a lot of ways, perhaps even ahead of its time, which happens to a lot of Disney stuff that I end up liking. The same thing happened to Girl Meets World, canceled way too soon. But 5 of the leading characters and regulars on the show were openly queer, and they put a lot of that stuff front and center, and that was really so awesome. I know that I need to watch Heartstopper. All the other queer people are talking about that one, and it has Donna Noble's daughter in it, so I really am going to try and watch it before the specials happen. But this is my jam. This is more like 30 Rock style comedy, and I love stuff like that. Just really fun. And then the last thing that I have up is just generally watching Ahsoka and Lower Decks. Mel brought up Ahsoka earlier. It's been really awesome and impressive so far. Who knows? It could go downhill. Who knows with these Disney Plus shows?
Please,
and
no.
then I know.
Last many episodes to screw it up left.
But I mean, this is like Dave Filoni's like magnum opus in so many ways. So I just, whatever it is, knowing that it's something that he put so much of his heart and soul into, I'm excited to see what he wants to tell us at the end of the day. And then Lower Decks is just one of the greatest things on television. I really entered my Trekkie era this year, making our way through Voyager. So the season 4 premiere of Lower Decks, where they do a whole homage to Voyager, I got most of it. And it's really funny. There's so many great jokes. I have to open the fan wikia every episode to be like, this is a reference to that. When I was showing it to our boyfriend, he hasn't seen all of Star Trek. And I was like, you're not allowed to watch the episode where they prank call Armis until you watch the episode with Tasha Yar, because you're not going to get the joke. And I'm not okay with that. So I've been like, cherry picking. There's some of those, but if you're just any kind of Trekkie, it's just so good. Highly recommend.
I'm way behind on. I haven't got this season at all, and I'm also behind.
It's
on
only 2 so far.
Yeah, so it's good. So I'm not that far behind. I'm also behind on Strange New World, so it's just one of those. But I'm the crossover to Strange New World. I've been looking forward to actually seeing it for ages, ever since I was working with Jonathan, going, yeah, I gotta do that.
You could watch it cold, honestly.
Yeah.
No,
I'm almost to that point, I think, anyway, but I was having some issues net wise, so
but I'm loving this Trek era. It's great.
It really is. Like it's an era of just absolute gloriousness. I hate that there is in fact 3 animated series, darn it, no matter what Paramount tries to feed us.
Did you watch Prodigy?
I did not get the second season of Prodigy before it went away. But I watched the first season, and you could tell that it was a Nickelodeon show. You could tell that it was geared towards a younger audience, but it was still good Trek.
Yes.
The storylines were good. The writing was good. I will admit it's not for everybody, but
and that's just my only thing. I think they did it dirty, and I think whatever they're doing, I literally don't understand. None of these studios, I understand the crap they're pulling in ways where they're pulling stuff out and they're canceling shows that are filmed. That's so weird. I don't understand how it makes sense. But like, I didn't hear anyone talking about Prodigy before this happened. Now all I hear is Save Prodigy. And I enjoyed it. We finished it, and it's really interesting. I don't really feel like I heard that much about it.
That's valid. Did I freeze or did Kevo?
Kevo had frozen.
Kevo.
Just a moment.
Good.
It was just a moment. You're good.
For a moment there, you're fine. Yeah. No, we got, and what else we got in the comments there? I say Andrew's got found a fan edit of Kenobi. It was better than the series. That's not a terribly unusual thing, weirdly enough. Ahsoka like Andor,
Yeah.
but solid, yeah.
The more I look, usually when I watch a series, I'll look back on it more fondly. Like even when we're watching Doctor Who episodes, the second time I'll watch it, I tend to like it a lot better than the first time.
Yes.
I'm actually getting the reverse on Kenobi, and I'm going, oh, this could have been better. Oh, this could have been better. I'm beginning to armchair quarterback, it a little bit, going, because I'm starting to put it up against something like an Andor or even now Ahsoka and stuff, where I'm like, oh, maybe they could have tightened this up. I'm starting to do that, and I need to just go, quiet. We got Kenobi, because originally we weren't going to get Kenobi at all, because that was during the Solo fiasco. After that, and they were like, nope, we're canceling everything and anything. So we got it, and I will just be quiet and happy and really enjoying Ahsoka.
Excellent. Yeah, it's. I found the Topher Grace prequel edit one time, and I
find that.
Lost it, but that is legitimately great. He put the entirety of the first 3 movies down to one movie, and it basically picks up at the final Darth Maul Qui-Gon battle. The rest of the movie's gone. The only scene that has Jar Jar in it was the actually plot important one where he's having a conversation in the second one as a senator.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, he's gone. And it's a really tight edit, and it lasted online for about 5 minutes, which means it's everywhere. You just have to find it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he got a very fast. We're shutting this down now. Thump.
Ooh.
And but yeah, it was really well done. Star Trek Legacy and Starfleet Academy. I'm curious to see what they do with them.
Legacy's not picked up.
Yeah, it's.
No. We can continue to dream, though. We really can.
Exactly. I'm not really expecting it, but
The thing I keep saying too, though, is Mariner would still be alive in the era of Star Trek Legacy, so we could see Tawny as live-action Mariner in other projects.
Mm-hmm.
They did such a good job in that episode. I can't wait for you to watch it. But like, there's such reciprocity between these projects. I don't see why not.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, so what do we got next? We've got ding 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 ding. After Kevo, I've got Mark.
Oh no!
Oh no! Mark, it's you.
Right, guys. I've chosen some unusual shows because, like, if I was talking about Wednesday or Cobra Kai, everyone knows about them. So I've gone through like a couple of things I've been watching. I've been off for like the last 6 months due to injury. So pretty much all I've been doing is been watching all the streaming stuff. So anime, live action, sci-fi, weird stuff, retro stuff, and all sorts of things. So I put a list of bits and pieces of what I've been watching, and then I can talk about them, whatever we come up with. What images have you got, Melanie? Which ones?
We got. I got that. There's our first.
We leave that one to later.
Oh, yeah.
No, you got the anime one.
The anime one. I don't think I threw up here yet. No, I was only able to grab a few of them.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about Robin Sherwood. Robin Sherwood came out in 1984, so it'll be the 40th anniversary next year. But it's only went on for 3 seasons, quite short seasons. And one of the things as well, it came out on in the UK, and it was basically when it was aired, it was before the watershed, so you don't see any blood or any. You see people like getting cut by swords, but there's no blood on the swords. It's just literally.
It's like it's like watching Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like thing. But the storyline and how it was written by a guy called Richard Carpenter. He's done loads of other stuff like Catweasel, The Boy from Space, and the writing in this is amazing. And when you rewatch it now, when you watch some Robin Hoods, it looks dated.
Yeah.
This just looks like it's set period. it doesn't age. It's one of the weirdest things when you're rewatching it, especially on like a Blu-ray copy. If you watch like on VHS, yes, you will get the degrading of the quality. So that's me next to Herm the Hunter and another cosplayer in Robin and Sherwood. You flip through another ones. This is almost made me cry. If you ever seen Robin and Sherwood, yeah, it's only 3 seasons, so it's not a big show. It literally, that scene basically explains what happens from one guy to another guy, and is all the hooded man. A bit like Doctor Who when he regenerates, but I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay. Where are you watching it in the UK? What streaming service?
Right. It used to be on BritBox. It's now on ITVX.
Okay.
Occasionally goes on to Amazon if you get hold of it. But yeah, you can watch some episodes on There's me. Jason Connery has been in Doctor Who and actually been on the Traveling TARDIS show. And that's him signing my bow.
Nice.
That's so cool.
So I've got both of them. If you go back to where the 2 Robins were, those 2. Okay. Again, I'm not spoiling the story of how they are 2 Robins. Maybe one's Robin, maybe one's not. Who knows? But
it's a common name. I mean,
yeah. And Hood is a perfectly reasonable last name.
Yeah. So it explains why the 2 there. But I've got both of those signatures on that bow, which my friend made for me at the last Hooded Mouse. So I've got both Robin's signatures on the bow. So I've got Jason Connery and Michael Prade. But it's a short season. It's literally trying to think about 12 episodes. One of the things, Hounds of Lucifer, really good episode. It's quite myth and magical, even though it's Robin Hood. It uses a lot of how to say folklore stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it more practical effects than anything? So that's why it kind of holds up.
It was made in the 80s, so all the stunts are pretty much done before the health and safety, before the let's get the tip boxes check. Yeah. These were doing their own stuff. They were like jumping off of horses. They had the stuntman, but they're like, can we do it? And the guys going, okay, fine, let's do it.
Sure, okay. Oh, yeah, it's broken.
I did. I went back.
Okay. Right, so let's go with the anime. Okay, so 3 animes I've been watching. First one, I'm going to start on the right-hand side, which is Kyoto, and he's from Sword Art Online, or SAO, as it's commonly called. Nice little thing. It's basically an isekai, where a guy goes into another world and basically becomes someone else. This one is pretty much where he goes in virtual reality, plays a game, and gets stuck in a game.
Oops.
If you remove your helmet, or if you get killed, you get killed in real life.
Oh, okay. So if the avatar dies, you die. Okay.
Yeah. So it's quite an interesting storyline. First season, absolutely amazing. Second season went completely off track, and then comes back to normal. So very, very good worth story. The middle one, I wonder if anyone in the audience can tell me what it is. Or anyone in the panel, do you recognize the middle picture?
Well, at first I wasn't sure, and because I'm only really early in, but I'm saying Attack on Titan.
Perfect, correct, Melanie.
Only because I saw one of the fleshy looking Titans in the shard, but I am not far in the series yet. I'm still trying.
Yeah, so again, Attack on Titan season 1, season 2, very, very good seasons. Not recommended for kids. A lot of gore.
Yeah.
A lot of gore. A lot of stuff, but the storyline is really emotional of how one kid sees his whole village destroyed by these titans and finds out what happens and the past and why they're all there. So that's a good thing. The other one on the left-hand side, this is quite a recent anime. It's called Finland Saga.
I've heard of this one, but I've not seen it.
Right, Finland Saga is basically based on the Vikings. So there's another Viking nest like Last Kingdom, Valhalla, but it's from a perspective of a young kid who basically is from Iceland, and he's his father's great warrior, but he decided to leave that culture behind. But the kids basically want to know, oh, you're so great, and basically they go over on a journey and things go completely pear-shaped.
Okay.
Completely pear-shaped. And the first season you'll watch is not actually the first season, it's a prologue. Okay, which is quite interesting. It's a prologue and it gets really, really hype and really a lot of violence, a lot of stuff on it. But the second season is completely built on character building and how someone who's been through the tools and traumas of everything he's been through, of all the battles and everything he's gone through, but he ends up on it's called a slave saga or the farmland saga, but tends to call it the second season, and it's him about 5 years after what happened in prologue and how he reacts to things now. It's very, very worth watching how the character develops from being a kid to a slave.
And you got a couple other international ones on here too.
Yes, so Netflix, international, going back to my international ones. Right. What I'm finding with a lot of American shows and a lot of British shows is that it's all about tick boxes. Can we get this in? Can we get this in? Can this get in? Can you get this in? And what you find then is that they're working on so much stuff, they're missing the storylines. So these are free TV series. The Protector, which is a Turkish one, which I was really surprised how good it was. Basically, a guy from the streets is basically founds a shirt. He tries to make money out of it and then realizes it's magical, and then his journey starts. Varia, The Darkest Light. Okay, came out last year about last year, but the new season's coming out. It's a Spanish one, and it's set up in the Campo in the mountains in a place called Feria. And basically they go to the Feria, which is like a party in Spain, come back, and the next moment two girls who went over, the house gets wrecked by Guardia Civil and the parents are missing.
Oh, so a little bit more of a mystery, kind of intriguey kind of thing.
But a lot darker.
A lot darker. Okay. So more horror notes?
Horror thriller.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting. I think it could be translated in to English dub, but I prefer watching foreign films, even though I have dyslexia, in Virgin original and subtitles, because when I'm listening to international films, I rather listen to the voices and how they're actually feeling, rather than just getting English dub and then they have no feeling in their words. We're just reading the script. Dark, I'm not sure. Dark is a couple of years old. It's only 3 seasons, and oh my word, it is one of the best sci-fis I've seen in a long time. It's done by a German production, and it goes on. It starts off as a bit like Stranger Things, but goes into a complete different tangent and more sci-fi, more Back to the Future sort of vibe, but
you mean like time travel?
Man, it's everything. Imagine Doctor Who on steroids.
Oh, all right.
Okay, but no time machine. It is that good. Have any of you guys actually seen Dark?
No, I haven't heard of it.
I've read about it,
but I haven't seen it.
It is very, very good. And so that will lead me on to my next international stuff, which is K-drama. Korean drama. I'm very, very big on Netflix. I'm surprised how much it's taken storm from Squid Games. So these are the 3 ones I've been really loving at the moment. The first picture is a thing called My Name.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a girl who basically sees her dad die. And basically she gets taken into the Korean mafia and gets trained to become a police officer. And you can imagine what's going on there. Okay. Quite violent, but the storyline is so good. And she completely loses who she is, hence why it's called My Name.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is called The Fiery Priest. Has any of you guys seen Jackie Chan's City Hunter?
Oh, a while ago, but yes.
No.
Okay, it's pretty much similar to City Hunter, but the guy's a priest. And he goes to a little town. He gets, basically, he's got anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a police officer. Oh, sorry. He's a
priest.
father. He's a priest. He's a priest with anger issues.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
Hence why he's got a gun.
Yes, and then there's blood on his collar, but okay.
Yeah. But how he became what he was before he was a priest explains what he is. He goes to a town where the whole town is full of corruption. And it's a comedy. It's slapstick. It's like Korean comedy, but funny and also quite serious. And it's a very, very good story. The third picture, as you can see, it's 2 seasons. It's quite long. It's called Alchemy of Souls. It's a period drama set in Korea with like magical and elemental and stuff like that. And that's just like a love story between it's a bit like Romeo and Juliet story, but on more of a level, more in depth. Okay. But it's got a lot more violence in it.
Oh, all right.
Okay, and on my next picture, which is Supernatural, I think. Did you get that one? Right, Supernatural.
Good luck. There's a lot of episodes.
Right.
I mean, compared to everything else he's watching, I feel like this is just a drop in the bucket now.
All right.
This is show number 11.
Okay. Supernatural. I've tried to watch this about 7 or 8 times. Okay. What normally happens is I start watching it. I watch the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I get to like season 3 or 4. Then I move town or something comes up, and then I forget about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I started watching it again when I was living in Spain. Got to season 10. Moved back to England. Forgot to watch it.
So close.
So in the last 2 weeks, the 2 to 3 weeks, I decided to stop watch anything else and just catch up and try to finish Supernatural. I've still not seen the ending of it. So please, no spoilers. It's just one of these things. And in the last 3 weeks, I managed to catch up to season 6.
Nice. Okay.
So that's 24 episodes.
I mean, every season you've got like its own big bad. It's Buffy-ish in that respect.
Yeah. And I like it as well. Like I said, I've seen the first season about 3, 4, 5, 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I keep on going backwards and backwards and backwards to it. And then
it's me and Stargate.
Yeah. But I'm now it's on ITVX and I'm literally just powering my way through it. I do like it. It's got some like serious things on it, but I love it when I was watching one episode from season 5 or season 4 where Sam and Dean go to their own convention.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought is so meta.
Oh, there's
hilarious. I've seen other
and they'll be meta a few more times.
Yeah, I've seen other episodes in the thing, but I'm just trying to watch it. So in 3 weeks, I've literally done 6 seasons.
Oh wow,
that's pretty good going. When I've been watch something, I will binge watch shit the whole thing.
And honestly, we're as much as as much as I know the studios and all that kind of stuff going with what's going on with the writer's strike and the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA strike. We as viewers now can catch up on a lot of things to watch.
Yeah.
So as long as the strikes keep going, we've got plenty of content to be watching within all the streaming services and everything. Because Lord knows, I mean, we can just be like, oh, you know what? Keep on striking. You're good. I will finally start watching One Piece. We're fine. Yeah. And I mean, heck, right now I've got everybody else's like all these neat little things I need to watch I need to watch Lower Decks. There's some K-dramas that I need to start watching. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, okay, I can just keep adding and keep striking. You're good. Get it, guys. I've got stuff to catch up on.
6 months off of work, and I've literally just plowed through like Netflix.
And there's still more.
That's just one. That's not all the other services. That's not even touching like Peacock or whatever the heck it is over there. I don't know if you've got the NBC.
No, we don't. Anyway, I think we've got one question, but before we go for a question from Roger, I think Dave's talking about going to a commercial break.
I can try attempting that.
But Dave's not. We can't hear you, Dave.
Let's see if we can do it. Oh, well. I'm trying. There's all of a sudden I can't get it. Hold on. This is going to take forever. Sorry, guys.
I can't dance as much. I throw out my neck.
I'm sorry.
I'll try, though.
It's going. So what?
Of all the TV shows I mentioned in the people who are watching this, have you ever seen any of the shows I have mentioned in the past? I know I've got a question from Roger, which we'll ask after the break. But what does Candyman think of the Winter King on MGM Plus, produced by Bad Wolf? I haven't seen the Winter King because we don't get MGM Plus in the UK.
I didn't even know MGM Plus was a thing. I was like, what?
But The Last Kingdom, I did love it on BBC show. It was a little bit under budget until Netflix took over from it, and it's amazing. I do like Last Kingdom, and Seven Kings Must Die, which is the ending film of it, is amazing.
Okay, I'm going to attempt doing about 2 commercials, maybe 3. We'll see what happens, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is JAIMIE ENGLE, critically acclaimed author of The Toilet Papers, Places to Go While You Go, a short story collection suited to match your bathroom needs. Only have to go a little? No problem. I've got stories under 1,000 words for you. Far from poopin'? I've got you covered, with stories over 5,000 words to keep you occupied, while your latrine stays occupied. And that's not all. The Toilet Papers is endorsed by the fine folks from Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. But don't take my word for it. See what Dookie the Squatty Potty unicorn has to say on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Well, I've got to go, but you can grab your copy of The Toilet Papers on Amazon in ebook or print, or get an autographed copy from me at therightangle.com. And don't worry, I promise I'll wash my hands first. The Toilet Papers. You might just stay in the bathroom longer than you need to.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
And we're back, and I have sound now. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that.
Roger.
It was my audio was turned off. Oops. So I'm like, I'm just talking, and now it makes sense why I was not we were not communicating well, because you couldn't hear me. So
Sorry,
thank you very much
Dave.
for that.
We're dumb.
I was looking over here on the screen trying to figure out what life was.
Yeah. Who knows what life is? It's
42.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you for the fish.
Roger did get a chance to see Just Jake, and we will definitely run the Just Jake commercial before the end of everything. But we've got a couple of minutes to go, so we will switch over here to Mr. Tom, and I'm going to go in reverse order of the stuff you gave me, Tom.
That guy.
I'm back.
Because it seems like a fun thing to do.
Okay.
What's next?
Currently, it's Tacoma FD on True TV. They're on season 4. Based the creators of Super Troopers. It's a big thing with all firefighters. They love this show. I love the show. Based in the city of Tacoma. It doesn't say specifically what Tacoma, just a fictional, much like another series we'll talk to later. And Chief is in front, and to his left is Captain, to his right is his daughter, and everyone else. The guy on the very end, Proby. If you've seen Tacoma FD, for some reason it was like a year. I don't know why. It shouldn't have nothing to do with the pandemic, but it was a year between season 3 and season 4. Possibly because they replaced the character. The one original character named Andy. They made a lot of quirks, a lot of everything, hidden jokes. You have to understand it. And they said, well, where's Andy? And the truth is, the actor went to be on Loki on Disney Plus. But to say, where's Andy? Oh, he has another job that's very low key. Loki. My dad didn't understand it, but I knew that.
That's that. And on that joke, I'm just going to rush you through because that joke was terrible. So we're just going to move away.
I didn't make the joke up. They made the joke.
Oh,
it's still a terrible joke.
Andy is also on Lower Decks. He's Rutherford on Lower Decks.
Oh, okay.
Eugene Cordero.
Yes. Of the Dead Files. So it's been going on for 15 seasons. We have Steve Divashari. We have Amy Allen. They go in. He goes in during the daytime and gets the investigation done, all the facts and details. She goes at night and scopes out the place. She is an empath, so her health has been on a demise quite a bit. They never meet until the very end when they tell the people at the house to stay or go. Now, recently, Amy has left because of health concerns due to being an empath and all the spirits coming after her. So there's a new lady, and Steve likes her very much. So it's 15 years worth of the Dead Files watch. It's truly detailed. It's compared to anything else that's on. They're saying, oh, someone went boo in the freaking background, or let's piss off these spirits even more. No, they're here to say, this is what's going on. This is what happened to you. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Very detailed, very educational. I love the show.
15 years. I've never heard of it.
He's fond of it.
Nice.
Interesting.
It's on It's on Travel Channel right now, but you can stream it on Discovery Plus, which I don't have any streaming services.
So, Tom, do you think they should do a crossover between Dead Files and Supernatural?
Son of a.
That'll be the series finale. The boys will roll up. All right, so
I still haven't seen a series finale of Supernatural myself. So Mark and I can watch it sometime. And last but not least, this show, a spectacular show, which I've loved for many years. So Solid Ground. Detective, his sidekick, the girl who looks very nice, and the big tall guy. They all go dealing with mysterious things in the town of Wellston, Georgia, formerly Warner Robins, Georgia. So I love the show. I don't know why I love it so much, but there was one particular storyline, the Cuddly Critter Caper, episodes 5, 6, and 7. It's combined together on YouTube because that's the only way to watch the series anymore, unless you got the Blu-ray.
It had a pretty interesting guest star, right?
Oh, hell yeah. The best guest star of them all.
Who is that guy?
Handsome devil.
Yeah.
That looks a lot like you.
I know, and I thought about today. I made another Funko Pop. I'm going to paint.
Let's just compare. Lay it over
paint
top.
The Reverend figure and the blue, the purples, and everything else. And Larry shall have his own Funko Pop. Size will rule. And episode 10, which was not seen for some reason, anyone put on, even though I talked to him and said, when'd you put episode 10? That was my best episode. Aliens Exist, where Linrod goes down to Earth and he wants to meet women. He likes them straight high. But the show is, for the most part, all of the episodes, except for 2, I'm not in the other one either, on YouTube. Go to Boat Productions or go to my page, which I renamed Tasty Cake. I have all the links to that. But besides those shows, I would have gone the other way around and say, well, let's see, today, back in 1966, is the world premiere of The Monkees on NBC. I used to binge on that. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is on at 6 p.m. Eastern on Cartoon Network, finally putting on some decent shows again. But otherwise, the only shows I watch are on like YouTube, X's for Show, Simon Says, stuff that Dave does on YouTube and Twitch, what Mackenzie Floor does on Twitch. You know, I very selective anymore about watching TV. That was then, and this is now. Monkeys again.
True. So,
Dave, what are you watching?
Well, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to run 2 commercials. Okay. One that's live and one that's the recorded, and then we'll go into our after party. And yes, as
a Christian
does,
yep. Then
you get it.
Pretty much.
Dum dum dum. So that was the background, not the overlay. So do I have it on the overlays? There it is. Ding. So once this is over, so in about 51 minutes from now, over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheRatHole.DOTCA, I'm going to be previewing Self Careless, which is the new game about to come out. This is an advanced copy from Jason Anarchy Games. I love their stuff just in general, and he was very nice to send me a copy of that. It's going to be fun. It's a 1 or 2 player game that involves much coffee, and the second player plays a cat that tends to knock over your coffee.
Awesome.
Right? So you can tune into that at 6 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Who's doing that box? Who does the box art? The art looks very familiar.
It is Cassandra.
It is Cassandra. Okay.
It is. Yep. It is
those Cassandra draws. Okay.
Yep. So that's where that's who worked on that with this. So yeah, definitely check that out. Please, thank you. I love you all. It will eventually go on my YouTube as well, but of course, Twitch has decided they don't want anybody at all to, share because they're jerks that way. No. But let's take a quick look at Just Jake, which is Jamie Engle's new movie, and then we will go into our after party.
Jake Collins has been launched into the stratosphere by the popular social media app Yin Yang.
I just think it's incredible that someone from our hometown we knew so well.
That's my holy grail.
You are the closest thing this town has to a hero.
I'm still just Jake.
And we're back.
Ta-da!
So, to anyone who is watching, to our audio listeners who can't hear me anymore because we've edited this all out, sorry.
Peace.
But yeah, that was just Jake. You can find the full 3-minute trailer, I assume, online somewhere. I had to cut that down to 30 seconds because, well, we don't really have a 3-minute commercial break.
It's in a previous episode. You could go back.
Yes, it is. It is also in a previous episode. I just don't remember which one. So you'll just have to go backwards and watch all of them. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
or do that.
Yeah, just watch all of our shows, and you will find the find it. It's like a series
that's your mission,
where you have to find the Easter eggs.
Mm.
But yeah, so we've done everybody but me.
Yay! And we're done. Bye. No.
Yeah. Oh. Why?
Sorry, I'm kidding. No, I want to know. What are you watching?
You okay? Well,
what have you been binging on? I need more.
Well, the first thing we've been binging on with my the thing is, I split between 2 cities for one thing, and I've just spent basically 2 months on the road, so my binging habits have been a little bit screwy as a result. But my roommate and I have been binging through Night Court. Yes.
Oh.
No.
Which one?
That's the right question.
Thank
the
you.
The original one.
Okay.
Yes. Speaking of shows that have held up, this is one of them. You get some weird, they're smoking in the courthouse. Okay. This is the 80s. But generally speaking, outside the fashions, this whole thing holds up really, really well.
Nice.
Plus, also
there's a reason it ran down
the guest casting of Brent Spiner.
Oh yeah. The guest casting of everybody.
Just period, yeah.
Yes.
Like baby everybody.
But everybody was just perfect. I'm sorry. I'm just like, no, that's a great show. That is, I'm sitting here going, I need to watch this again.
Yeah. No, Nana Vister was in there. Terry Hatcher was in there as a complete bimbo. There's a lot of beautiful women who end up being, the bimbo of the week for John Larroquette, but that's kind of how that show worked. And they weren't big stars yet. But yeah, Brent Spiner, there was so many. Every episode, there's great people, but and then you stop and you go, wait, what? And yeah, it was baby, pick an actor. And they were all on this show. And of course, now there is the new reboot, which I've not yet seen. Yep. Did they get it? It's getting a second season.
Yeah, it was picked up.
Yeah, it was. So I don't have a picture up of that one, but I'm looking. That's part of why we chose to binge through this.
Nice.
To get ready for that. Yes, you can pick it up blind, but why would you want to? It's like, why would you watch Girl Meets World without first binging Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
This just makes sense.
Maybe not the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, fair. The other thing that I've been kind of watching, my former partner kind of pulled me into this. I've only just started it, but the Midsummer Murders.
Yes.
Which has been going on for a bazillion years. And this is a little bit of the Sherlock style. In basically every episode might as well be a movie. In length. So there's a lot of seasons and the episodes are very long. So it's a hard one to binge. The ties.
Oh no, I think you absolutely can, only because my mother watches this show every freaking day.
Oh yeah, it's certainly possible, but because it's not like a half-hour episode.
Yeah, it's
just a little bit more of you have to sit down for a movie.
It's a nice appointment viewing one.
Yeah,
I can see that.
But yeah, his tie, you can see the tie he's wearing, and that's one of the downbeat ones. It's an interesting show. I'm just getting into it. Basically a small town a murder every other week in a small town. Why does anyone live in this small town anymore?
I know. I watched
still
Father
alive?
Brown, and it's the same thing. It's like how many people are dying? I mean, I love
Exactly.
the movie, the show Psych. It's like, okay, so Santa Barbara is the murder capital of the world. I don't understand this, but yeah, doesn't matter.
And Andrew Horowitz was one of the showrunners on that, who's done some amazing work. He's picked up a lot. He's done official Sherlock Holmes mysteries, official Agatha Christie mysteries. I forget the actual name, what they ended up calling the series, but A Word is Murder is one of his books where he plays himself. Like it takes place, it hits points of his career, like him meeting with Spielberg about shows, and like there's enough realistic stuff that you can't be sure what's real, what's not. I mean, what's real, what's not, but also what? And there's The Word is Murder, The Sentence is Death, and I forget what the third one is, but they're all pretty darn good. And like I said, he's written himself in, so they're as the main detective in that is even less likable than Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock's not actually that likable. He's kind of a jackass, and this guy's even worse. And I've lost his name now, but yeah, that's definitely a thing. I've listened to that a couple of times on the road, on my long road trips, along with a podcast called The Read Along that does like a chapter a week of talking about it. So I'll do a chapter of an audiobook, chapter of the read along, chapter of the audiobook, chapter of the read along. And if I can set it up as a playlist ahead of time, even better. But the drastic change in what you're listening to kicks the road zombies out. And if you don't recognize what they're talking about because you just listened to it, it's time for a nap. So yeah, that's how I've been doing most of my road trips is binging a book and first with the podcast.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Going back to Midsummer's Murders.
Oh yeah, please. You know it better than I do.
There's an episode called Creepers. I can't remember what season it is, but it stars a guy called Nicholas Grace, who was the sheriff for Robin and Sherwood.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Hey.
You know, you was talking about
I've connected
the Night Court with like all the people. Like famously, if you bring back Robin and Sherwood, that image where you got Robin and his merry men, for me, you will actually believe all the people are actually in there. So you got Mark Ryan, who did the voice of Bumblebee in the Transformers movies. Ray Winston. He's been in so much stuff; it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I had to stop and think. I'm like trying to in my head. I'm like like the brain had to like flip to the photos.
Yeah, and we got Jason Connery as well. So this is like Robin Sherwood's like Night Court. This is where these people started.
But there's only 8 people in British cinema, so that isn't quite the same.
Yes.
Yeah, good point.
My last one, and again, this is not something I'm binging regularly. I really do need to go and actually properly binge both of these shows. But my former partner's son got me into these, and it is The Owl House and Amphibia. And these are 2 series that are not explicitly connected beyond animation style and both being run by Disney. But they are connected in the same way that all of the Pixar movies are connected. You'll see in the background Monsters Inc. in the background of Cars and someone having a car around Toy Story or whatever. Right?
Oh, okay.
All of those little links that aren't really links, but clearly these things exist in each other's universes.
Yeah.
Some of that'll happen. So you'll get some like the frogs from Amphibia on the cover of a book in Owl House. And they're absolutely delightful. Both of them are kind of lost children in a weird world. And Amphibia is a little bit more adventuresome. Look at that frog. You just look at him and you know what you can kind of gauge his character just from seeing that.
At fun level.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go adventuring.
And the Owl House is based on graphics novels. And
I never knew that.
Yes, yeah. And I can't remember the name of the owl lady's what her voice who does her voice. but it's immediately recognizable. I cannot remember who the heck does it, and
I'm working on it.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, I'm just looking at the character on the bottom right and I'm thinking, that's a Cubone. That's a Pokemon.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought, yeah.
That's King.
Oh, Wendy Malick is one of the voices.
All of the voices are just absolutely stunning in both of these shows. And it's
Tati Gabrielle, I love her.
Wait, who?
Someone from the series You and Chilling Sabrina. She's a voice. Tati Gabrielle.
Oh, okay.
May Whitman. Were you thinking May Whitman? May Whitman's one of the voices. Yeah.
Does live
I've
stuff.
heard great things.
Yeah, no, they're both. I need to go back and properly binge these series. Because like I said, I've been watching them basically when I'm over there visiting her son, and basically, and that's one of the things that we'll put on because we can agree on it. He's got interesting tastes, not bad taste at all. Just yeah. Our tastes kind of only partially line up. He bitterly complained when I made him watch all of like the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans until we got to the second one, and then by the time we finished that, he was like, "Can we watch another one?"
There we go.
So you just have to get him into things, really. But I did that and didn't tell him why I did that. So we watched all of the other Spider-Mans, and then we went to see No Way Home.
There you go.
Cute.
And he went, "Wait, that's why you made me do that." Oh, and again, yeah. So it was great. I have to say, I live on spoilers. I don't care about spoilers. I'm at least with the Marvel stuff, I tend to follow what's going on fairly, and I forget not everybody know that. So the people next to me, there was some teenage girls behind me, and as soon as Andrew Garfield swings in, it was just this audible gasp from this group of girls, and I'm just like, that's
why I love trying to be I avoid spoilers so much so I can have that. I want that.
Honestly, that's what I want out of Doctor Who. That is honestly the one thing I would love a change where we don't know who the Doctor is. Full stop. We've met the Doctor. The Doctor doesn't know. We don't know until like the second or third episode. Like
or like if a companion really died mid-series and was legitimately dead.
Yeah.
Something.
Or even on the first at the end of the first or second episode. Like something.
All I can think is Angel.
The
first season of Angel when one of the companions, so to speak, had gone away.
First episode of Buffy, they killed off Jesse.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Riverdale, another series that I need to go back because I stopped watching it only because it ran out of seasons at the time. I stopped watching just after the Black Hood season.
Same.
And the Black Hood. Do you know the history of the Black Hood, Kevin? Yes.
Like, what do you mean? Like on Riverdale or outside of Riverdale?
Outside of Riverdale.
No.
So, the Dark Circle, the Red Circle, Black Hood, and a lot of other stuff come from old Archie comics. The Red Circle comics, and then eventually Dark Circle comics. And one of these characters was the Black Hood. There was even some like old 30s radio drama. He was one of the first superheroes with a radio drama. There's very hard to find those ones. But flip forward, I'm going to come backwards, but flip all the way forward. There is actually a Black Hood, a really good Black Hood series of novels by Dwayne Straczynski, I think is the name off the top of it. A famous like thriller novelist came in and wrote a bunch of these things, and it's great. But go back to the 90s, and DC picked this up and put out an imprint called Impact Comics.
Okay.
And this was, early 90s kind of cheesy-ish superheroes, but it's all these old Archie ones, including the Black Hood. And the Black Hood in this died in the first issue. And the shtick is that this hood was haunted, basically. And so the next person would take it, put it on, and so there was, I think, 4 or 5 different Black Hoods throughout the course of the series.
But that twist after bringing that old character back after so long.
Exactly.
Like, love that.
Yeah. And the Shield. The Shield is one of those characters. So why Captain America's shield is round after the first issue was because the character, the Shield, had the shield shape as his uniform.
Right.
And that was one of the Red Circle superheroes, one of the Archie superheroes. And so he's come back again. The updated version of that one, she's like is actually a girl. The Impact comic version of the Fly, of the Web, was actually like an organization. So they're really neat books. They've never really hit the right mark, other than maybe the Black Hood. But great comics, great stuff. I'm going to quickly switch my camera here because actually no, I'm going to pull out my mic. My laptop has basically just said, "Hey, you're about to die." So I'm just gonna... And because I only have so many plugs, so give me a moment here.
Just for you guys who are like major into Star Trek, which I am as well, what do you guys think of Babylon 5, and have you seen the new film now?
I've not seen it. I have not seen the details.
I've never watched Babylon 5.
I used to watch Babylon 5.
And I have friends who hate me for it, but I've never watched it.
You know the story of Babylon 5, don't you?
Not really. Just it was another sci-fi series that it was a sci-fi series that I just didn't get into. So
I get it confused with Red Dwarf all the time.
Right,
Babylon 5. That's it. That's it. You know what? I love you, but I'm sorry. That's not.
No, you bring him back to sense.
Red Dwarf. That's sacrilege.
I never watched Red Dwarf either.
So you guys have watched
Kick Her Out?
9.
Yeah.
A bunch of us did a Red Dwarf panel. That was not me. That was her. A bunch of us did a Red Dwarf panel for Dragon Con a couple of years ago.
Well, the story goes that J. Michael Straczynski, who wrote Babylon 5, put his story towards Paramount. They rejected it and came out with Deep Space Nine.
Oh, and I love.
And there's Andrew's pointing this out as well.
Yeah. So Babylon 5 was supposed to be Deep Space Nine, but they rejected it, and so he went to, is it WB or CW, whatever it is?
It was a TNT when I watched.
Yeah,
it.
TNT.
You mean kind of like how we're about to get the Zack Snyder Star Wars hint, wink?
Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder was supposed to do a Star Wars movie, and that's what this is.
Right.
This one coming out. Sorry.
Oh God. Right.
Through another show.
But I really enjoyed Babylon 5 as a show, but they've just re-released a film, an animated film of it. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if anyone else has seen it or not seen it, either on the panel or there, whether or not it's good or not good. But it's basically set after Babylon 5.
Okay, so Babylon 5 came out in 94. So what else came out? Why the heck did I watch it? Sorry.
I want to hopefully win back.
It was not nearly as good, but I have seen it. Yeah.
I want to hopefully win back points from someone. I have seen Farscape. I do love Farscape. Anyone? Heck yeah. Let me get my. Hold on.
Okay, I'm good with that because I was literally looking, going, was I into Farscape? And that's why I wasn't watching Babylon 5. And Babylon 5 came out in 94, but Farscape came out in 99. So it's like,
I have a plushy DRD.
Sorry, we're just Farscape.
Farscape is my jam.
I love Farscape. Sorry. Yes.
But yeah, if you guys are into sci-fi and like Deep Space Nine, give Babylon 5 a go.
Okay. Yeah, because for the longest time, Deep Space Nine was like my favorite Star Trek property. Because but also I liked Deep Space Nine because I think I was more of that age where I was hitting a lot more of the content and everything. Because I remember watching the original series with my dad. But that's on reruns, and I was a tiny tot. Watched Next Generation, thought it was great. Had, again, appointment viewing. Parents have the remote. I enjoyed it. It's not going to hit me as hard as me being, as you get older, you start hitting more of what the writing's going on. So I really did like Deep Space Nine. And then I had no problem. I liked Voyager. And then just after that, just kind of fell out of Trek. It is what it is. But yeah, I was
no Enterprise for you.
Oh, I did watch Enterprise. I forgot that.
And no Enterprise for you.
No, I didn't. I never got into Enterprise. I don't know why. Just never. No, because I was into like Farscape. The funny thing is, I think I was more just into the sci-fi channel. Like I was watching Farscape. I was watching Sliders. I was watching those kind of things for my sci-fi. I think.
Just not Lex.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my husband's boyfriend wants me to watch that.
What, Lex?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just one really. Yeah, I just don't understand it.
Somebody mentioned TNT, and as a station, there's not many things. We didn't have TNT specifically up here, but some of the shows came up, and I can't think TNT without thinking of Jack of all trades.
Hey, buddy.
I forgot.
He's Napoleon.
Yeah.
Mini-Me plays Napoleon. It is that sort of ridiculousness.
Nice.
And it was often paired up with Cleopatra 2525.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
What's her name?
Recognize at least two of them. If not, one of those, they probably wish this would fall off people's radar.
Yep.
Some of them went on to some fairly decent careers. But
Gina Torres.
Yeah, Gina Torres, just cheesy. I forget who the blonde on the left is. I forget her name too. She's, but yeah, no. This was the effects were mediocre because again, this was TNT budget. This is mediocre budget, but it was very much a futuristic, dirty steampunk, cyberpunk kind of early cyberpunk almost.
Dirty.
And it was they were both absolutely terrible in the best sort of ways. Same with Monkey King. If you watch the Monkey King on Netflix, New Adventures of Monkey King. Sorry, not the most recent animated series, but the Australian TV series.
The Australian one, yeah.
The Australian one has the similar kind of a feel to Xena or Hercules.
Okay.
And it's a little bit goofier in tone, but same sort of production values, same sort of feel to it.
Yeah, good point. Because I agree with you, Dave. I've watched Monkey, The New Adventures of Monkey, and it just seems like it's got nothing on the 70s one.
No, not at all. But it's such a great legend. Full stop. I think they had a good time with that particular series, and it's a shame. Was there only one season, or do I just have access to one season?
No, there's 2 seasons of the New Adventures of Monkey King.
Oh, I do have a second season. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it didn't. But that's all. Though there wasn't any more after that, which is unfortunate.
Not at the moment, no.
Roger brought up the name of the Zack Snyder property I was talking about was Rebel Moon, because that was his treatment for a Star Wars movie, just out of the blue, and they're like, "No, we don't want it," and he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go make my own space western," or whatever you want to call it, but it does look amazing. The other one, who was Gilroy? Is it Gilroy? Who was the creator that's supposed to be coming out? That's the one with the little girl. I think the little child that is AI, half computer, half person, and it's supposed to be against people. And
yeah, that thing.
I can't remember. I think it's the Rogue. Whoever made Rogue One, I think is the one who made it. I don't know. It's another sci-fi thing that I'm kind of like, I'm kind of good to watch some original properties.
Yeah. Did I watch Due South? Was the question from Andrew? No, I did not. I mean, I have seen Due South, but I was at an age where I didn't give a darn about it when it was actually airing, and I never really went back to it.
Due South.
I'm Mountie in Chicago.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
A full red surge Mountie in Chicago. It was Chicago.
Oh, Due South, yes, CBS.
Yeah, it was basically Dudley Do Right in a U.S. cop show. Like it was very.
Hello.
Was it Paul Gross?
I googled it. And
yeah,
I forgot who
the main guy in that also did a great show called Slings and Arrows, which takes place at the Canadian Stratford Shakespeare Festival. And it was just, if you're a theater person, Kevo, go find Slings and Arrows if you can. It is
sure.
It is, like I said, it takes place at a Shakespeare festival, and it's theater life. Period. It was really well done, but not to an extent that it really got picked up because it did everything right, which means nobody wants it. But with that having been said, I know that Melanie needs to go. I need to go because I've got my my show, so I will we'll start wrapping this up. Candyman, do you have anything you want to promo before we go? Not usually. Okay. Rev, you got anything you want to throw out?
My page on youtube.com/@ReverendAmagon. I just made 3 videos a day. Very happy with that. The other video, well, it's me ranting away, but it's good to rant away at times. It's good for the soul.
Excellent. Kevo, what you got a couple of shows going on. What do we got? Where are we seeing you next?
Yes, we broadcast 3 times a week, usually Wednesday or Thursday is comics, and then we broadcast Saturday and Sunday. Our Saturday broadcast is actually in the middle of a theme right now. We are doing 1993.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so many good movies.
Weirdly big year for media. It's not just movies. It's movies and music were last Saturday. And then this upcoming Saturday is TV and video games. And we'll probably end up talking about a bunch of other crap because we talked for like 3 hours. There's so much weirdly from 1993. So that's the theme we're in the middle of right now on our Saturday stream. So come check us out. And if you have any fond memories of the 90s or nostalgia if you're too young to remember it, like our boyfriend Jonah, goddamn him, come check us out at X's First Show. We talk a whole bunch of crazy crap, a lot of the crap we talked on here today, and it's a good old time. So yeah,
really, I never seem to be able to quite pull in, so I really got to catch you guys live. It's gonna be
especially on this
usually every Sunday at 6, almost like clockwork. The Saturday and then the middle of the week broadcasts sometimes fluctuate, but Sundays at 6 is usually pretty constant. So hopefully you can check us out.
Yeah. Melanie, you got anything interesting coming up? Are you going to be anywhere?
No, I'm not doing anything convention-wise. Right now, a lot of stuff was put on hold because my mom went to the hospital. She's fine. She had a just normal had a valve put in because apparently it's like putting an alternator in a car. You stick it in and we're like, okay, you're good to go.
The future.
Right. My father-in-law had a full hip transplant and was walking. That was outpatient surgery. This is where we're living in now. 71 years old, full hip replacement. In, out, had him walking the same day, and then they sent him home. So yes, we're the future's here, y'all. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like in 10, 15 years. But anywho, you can just find me on Pieces of Melee and Instagrams. Usually I start posting. I've just been busy with work, so there's a lot more stained glass kind of stuff here and there. I'll try to like produce content here and there. We'll see. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Otherwise, I'm around here.
Excellent. Like I said, I'll be back in about 20 minutes over on my Twitch channel. Before, I suppose I should also promote the Traveling TARDIS Twitch channel.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
We do have it there. And when we're on the Traveling TARDIS, we're often playing Doctor Who Worlds Apart. But I will be playing, as I said, Self-Careless from Jason Anarchy Games. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get set up and get that all set up. So by all means, please feel free to stop in and take a look at that because that's going to be it's going to be interesting. This is still sealed. I have not even opened it. I have not read it. I have not done anything. It's going to be a completely blind opening in about 20 minutes. So head over there. In the meantime, if you're watching now, thank you very much. Please say your goodbyes in the comments. We can bring those up. We will do because Christian has his little video that he's added in here.
Mocha tonight.
Yeah.
Or if you're me tomorrow, because it's kind of late.
49 minutes. So yeah, you might not be able to make it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. And I don't know where you found this. Don't forget to like us.
Probably stock site. I love these normally.
Comments.
I know.
In the comments, put Team B in. That's all we need to do. Team B.
Yep.
Always share us and subscribe. And until next time, Tony, take us out.